We'll go live on the Book of Faces.
Growing now towards the Beltway. Still have the accident on 40 outbound before Scott in the left lane. It's 10 minutes from Telephone. Still have the HOV lane stall on the North Freeway. HOV just before Airline. It's on the left side, but traffic is sluggish in the HOV lane. Houston traffic.
That's funny.
Sponsoring a child with compassion is the most effective way to
Charles Fletcher said, did you see this? I told my daughter who watches a ton of anime, when Abraham Lincoln was your age, he spent all of his free time studying books by the light of the fireplace. She said, yeah, well, when Lincoln was your age, he was the president of the U.S.
That's great.
That's funny.
Yeah, Dad.
Yeah, Dad.
Loser.
Take you to court, even put you in jail. With one call to Wall, you'll never need to talk to the IRS again. Our average client settles for about 10% of what is owed. We offer free face-to-face consultations in your local area. Call 800-727-0433. That's 800-727-0433.
Why are you checking your phone? There's no game on.
Aw, man, I'm so sorry. Let me just finish this up. There, I placed a trade for tomorrow morning. Boom.
Wow, I didn't know you did that.
Huh. Yeah, I've been taking classes at Online Trading Academy.
Really?
Yeah, I've just been feeling really stuck trying to get ahead. Online Trading Academy has taught me some really great skills, and I'm loving it. It's almost like having a second paycheck without having a second job.
It's Online Trading Academy?
Uh-huh. They're the world leader in teaching people how to become traders and investors.
I'm an ordinary guy. Do you think I can do this?
What do you think, I'm extraordinary or something? I mean, of course. I was just glad I signed up for their free class. It's great. They go over everything, and they'll show you all the different ways
we'll
to make
switch
money in
Who
the
was
market.
I thinking of?
Now
One
I
of
don't
these
have to
other
ask my boss
guys
for
that
a
sent their
raise. I'll
kids
just
over
give
in the United
myself
States
one.
and
Come to
Canada.
Online Trading Academy's next free half-day class. Call 888-517-TRADE now. They'll send you a free online video course so you can get started right away. 888-517-8723 or HoustonOTA.com. 888-517-TRADE.
My mom's a breast cancer survivor. The United Breast Cancer Foundation saved her life.
I thought we cured.
Your help so they can continue saving more women's lives. Help them by donating your car. They'll provide fast, free 24-hour
Popped
pickup,
up again.
and you receive
Yay.
a charitable tax deduction. They take cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs running or not.
Hey, morning, David. Morning, Matt.
800-478-6860.
Morning, Andy.
Your
Morning,
donation
Sebastian.
will literally save women's lives. Call today, 800-478-6860. That's 800-478-6860.
The following program, paid for by Right Path Real Estate, does not necessarily represent the views or opinions of the staff, management, or ownership of this station. It's time to get on the right path with Right Path Real Estate Radio with Tom Perry and Jason Bible. Get the answer to your question that's keeping you from taking action and succeeding today.
Welcome to the show.
Get ready. The guys that will put your fears behind you are on the air now. They're taking calls at 713-785-1817. Toll free 877-881-0271. Here's Tom and Jason.
Hot mics.
Hey, welcome to the show. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. Feel free to call in, ask questions if you're stuck in your real estate business. Have to say, look out for the show today. I got a good night's sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trolling on Facebook.
Yeah,
so.
last night, I just let you guys know, last night I laid down, Jason and I were talking on the phone last night about 7:45. We were helping out some students that are closing on a deal this year, or excuse me, this week.
Today.
Yeah, today.
Like this morning.
And it's one student's wholesaling to another student. The student that's wholesaling is, doing extremely well on the deal. And then the student that's going to actually flip the property, he's going to do extremely well on the deal. It's just people helping people, right? And then shortly after that, I'm like, I'm a little bit tired. I mean, I've been exercising, I've been eating right, I've been, doing all the right things, and but at some point in time, sleep is not overrated. So I was like, I'm just going to take a 30-minute nap, and that was like 8:30 last night. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to sleep till 9, and then for whatever reason, I didn't hear 6 o'clock the next morning. I'm like, oh wow, I feel better.
Yeah,
after 10 hours. So look out, radio folks. Or Facebook folks. Here we go.
It means there are going to be exciting meetings today.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, we've got a lot of meetings today. We got a 10 o'clock, an 11 o'clock, a 12 o'clock, a 2 o'clock. I mean, we've got a lot of meetings today.
So let's talk about why would I be interested in real estate, Tom? Like why Why listen to this show? Why come to the event Thursday night? I mean, what's the big deal with this real estate thing?
You went to high school, right? Yeah, there's this thing called math. And, here's when I look at people that are trying to get a rate of return in the market or in Bitcoin or all that kind of stuff, what I look at is risk versus reward. And what kind of rate of return do you have to get pretty wealthy? And I know that Buffett's done pretty well on somewhere between 10 and 20%, year after year after year, right? The S&P 500 historically has returned about 10% every single year, but very few people are happy with 10% because it takes a lot of income. I mean, if you want to make $100,000 a year, you got to have $1 million invested at 10% to make $100,000 a year passive.
So here's I was looking for this table, and that's why I asked this question. You tell me how many years to retire, and I will tell you how the percent savings rate you need based off the safe withdrawal rate and a 5% rate of return.
Well, here's the problem that we see in our weekend retreats and even in our free events is that people they recognize that they did not start saving in their 20s.
Right.
And then they started having a family in their 20s and 30s, didn't save in their 30s. Whatever amount of money they were making, they were living on that. Mm-hmm. And then as their income grew in their 40s, they were living on that. And in their 50s. So now they're in their 60s. And sometimes, I was talking with this guy in his 70s. And he's still not, begun his retirement. He's like, maybe I can retire by the time I'm 80. So he's like, well, how much do I need to have? And I'm like, well, what level of retirement do you want to have at 80? And he goes, well, I'd like to have about $5,000 a month coming in. And I go, okay, well, the easiest way to get to that is, to get to $5,000 a month, you need about $500,000 at 10%, right?
Well, we're looking. There's two ways to explain this. What's the total dollar amount that you need? But the better way to explain it is, in order for you to meet your current financial obligations, assuming those don't go down in retirement,
Correct.
which we know in some cases they do.
Yeah, of course, right.
So if you're assuming a 5% rate of return after inflation, that means it's about a 7 to 8% return. Right? You need 7, 8, somewhere around there. A 4% safe withdrawal rate, which if you guys listen, the only reason I'm explaining this in these terms is because I know you guys listen to all the financial gurus, and there's a whole lot more financial gurus out there than our real estate guys. So in order for you to have an inflation-adjusted 5% rate of return and to be able to have a 4% withdrawal rate and to have a level of margin, we know that you're obviously your income, your retirement income has to exceed your current bills. So here's the number. So let's say you started at 40 years old and I want to retire at 65. So in order for me to retire in 25 years, I need to save 35% of my take home, which is after taxes. You got to save 35% of your income. Now, I can tell you personally, we do that, and we've done it for years, but 99% of people out there can't do it.
Yeah, for most people, they don't make enough above what their standard of living is.
They really spend too much.
Right.
That's really one of the big issues.
What happens is that they buy a $300,000 house as soon as they can afford the payments on a $300,000 house, which doesn't. But the people that you see, if you read The Millionaire Next Door and things like that, we know of us. We've got people that are in our class that make $250,000 a year, and their total household spend is $60,000 a year. Mm-hmm. So after taxes and all that, they're saving, half of their income.
Right.
And which is that's how you build wealth. And so, by no surprise, they're going to have plenty. But we also know people that make $200,000 a year that at the end of the year they've got no money set aside.
So that's a great metric. Let's say, hey, Jason, I want to retire in 10 years.
Yeah.
If you want to retire in 10 years, you will have to save 65% of your income.
Well, that's assuming your income is what level? Because if you're making
this is relative to expenses.
Okay,
it doesn't matter what your income is. It's just relative.
Well,
to
it does. If you can't say that if I'm making $20,000 a year, that if I save 65% of my income, that's not going to be enough savings to get to where. Oh, I guess it is, because if you're saying that you're going to live on whatever you're going to live on, yeah, okay,
it's relative to your current spending. It's a ratio. Is really what it comes down to. Does that make sense?
Yep, it does. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you're making $1 million a year or $20,000 a year. This math still works.
Yeah. So if you're making $1 million a year, you need to save 65% of your after-tax income if you want to maintain $1 million a year income.
No, that's not what it means. If you're saving 65% of your income, $650,000 of that a year is going into savings, meaning you're living on
I thought you said it was after tax.
Well, after tax. Well, you said $1 million. So it's after tax. So $650,000 goes to what? Savings. That means you're living on what?
$350.
Right. So it's not $1 million.
So in order to say, okay, so what you're saying that is in order to maintain a $350,000 a year lifestyle
on $1 million income, you have to save 65%. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's why the ratio.
Yeah.
Now you start. Now this is great math, isn't it?
Yeah. Right.
So hey, Jason, I want to retire. Let's say you're not doing it in real estate. I want to retire in 5 years or less. You need to save 75% of your after-tax income. To retire in 5 years or less.
Most people can't do that.
It is impossible for most people.
Yeah.
You just don't. Now, when you start to get into numbers that big, you flat out just don't make enough.
Yeah, right.
I mean, 75%.
Although, as you start changing the ratios, right? I mean, that's assuming a 4%, 5% above inflation on your rate of return, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so when you start talking about leveraged returns as opposed to just straight savings returns, because there's very few investments that you can leverage your rate of return.
Right.
If I put $100,000 into Exxon stock, I'm not leveraging that $100,000 investment. But if I can take $100,000 and buy a $500,000 asset, and that asset's growing at 7%, I'm getting 7% on the entire 500,000.
Correct.
Which is a 35,000.
Yeah.
Which on the 100,000, that's a 35% rate of return.
Yep.
So those numbers change pretty dramatically.
So I'll tell you where these numbers change just wildly.
Yeah.
One is exactly what you said. In real estate, because of leverage and some other things, we're able to get outsized rates of return.
Correct.
Right? The second thing is they talk about the 4% safe withdrawal rate. Do y'all know what a withdrawal rate is? Like when I retire, and every money manager does this, I build this nest egg. And even Dave Ramsey says this, and I hate it.
Let's say I've got $1 million out there.
I got $1 million. He says, great, you can only withdraw 4% a year, meaning
40,000 out of $1 million.
40,000 out of $1 million. So I start out with $1 million. At the end of the year, I have 960. At the end of next year, I have 920. What are you doing?
You're eating up your capital.
You're slaughtering the golden goose.
Yeah, right.
That's the problem. I've heard it the way Dave Ramsey says it is he says, we're going to crack open the nest egg. What? That's crazy.
Yeah, as soon as the nest egg dies, whatever's inside, you crack that egg, whatever's inside dies.
That's it? Yeah, it dies.
Right, it dies.
And so when you look at these numbers, and I'll tell you what, guys, this is a hard truth. And I think we ought to add some of this stuff to our introduction at some point. I'll talk about it during the weekend retreat. This is the reality. I've thought about starting a blog called Dog Food Retirement because that is this right here.
Yeah.
People don't realize even to retire in 30 years, you need to save about 27% of your take-home income.
Now, I've met with a lot of seniors. I have met seniors that eat cat food. I've never met one that eats dog food.
Oh, is it cat food?
It's cat food, yeah.
Oh, I always called it dog food.
No,
so
it's
maybe
cat
it is
food.
cat food.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to retire, Jason,
it's depressing.
It is. It's depressing.
depressing.
It's awful.
Yeah.
I want to retire in 10 years or less. Real simple. You have two options. You can get into real estate, or you could save 65% of your take-home income.
I vote real estate.
I vote both. But,
yeah, right.
But you at the end of the day, that's the only two ways to do this: save 65% of your income, or invest in real estate.
Yes.
To retire in 10 years or less.
Yes.
20. Okay. Well, Jason, maybe I got more than 10 years. Let's call it 20. Okay, great. You only have to save 50% of your income.
Yeah, so David said if you want to retire in 5 years, you have to make 400% of the standard living you want to live at and save 3/4 of it.
Correct. I'll drop this in the Facebook feed so you guys can see it. I got to stop my Facebook trolling for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll drop this in there, guys. You're really going to like it. I love the math behind this. Guy's made it really simple. It's real simple. 10 years or let's go back to numbers. You want to retire in 10 years or less. This math is simple. Get into real estate or save 65% of your income. If you want to retire in 20 years, it's very simple. It's 50%.
Yes.
20. Think about that. You have to save every month and not screw it up for 20 years. That's insane.
Yeah. That assumes no losses and all that kind of stuff. Right. Yeah, losses will kill you. We'll talk about losses on the other side of the break. You're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817.
I thought we were going to talk about those at our sales meeting.
Mike's off.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations.
What's funny is this guy, Mr. Money Mustache, he's a real estate investor.
Oh, yeah?
Now, he does it with all cash. He only owns a couple of properties, but
landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders? The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree. Single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending has originated over 2,000 loans in Texas, valued at over $250 million. Jet Lending will help you evaluate your deals for free and give you feedback on value, cost of repairs, and potential loan amount. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com. Oh, and don't forget about our
we need to hand this out
networking meeting
at any of our events.
Yep.
We'll see you there.
You found or inherited a great
30
investment
seconds.
property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
This is Business 1110.
All right, fellas, you ready?
Yeah, I guess.
Sure, why not?
All right, guys, here we go. Hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio. Jason just posted a calculator on Facebook. So go to facebook.com, go to Right Path Real Estate, look that up within Facebook, and then like our page, and there's a calculator right there for retirement. and it's from Mr. Money Mustache.
That's right.
Yeah. So what an interesting name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he retired at 30.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting to read through there. This is now I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to get into a group that is a total freak show because these guys are like crazy savings people. You thought Dave Ramsey was hardcore. These guys make Dave Ramsey look like a billionaire playboy. I mean, just like the
like
amount
a spendthrift.
of saving. Yeah, I mean, they are extreme savers. There's a guy on the ERE blog that spends $7,000 a year. That's it. And he's retired. He retired like 23 because you only need like $200,000 to live the rest of your life, right? So he's essentially retired. So, but what they've done is they've gone through and calculated. They've done some really great math, some really simple math. I've posted the calculator and I've posted the article that explains how they got to those numbers in the Facebook thread if you want to read it there. But I'll tell you, it holds true. It doesn't matter.
We have a caller.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Yeah. So let's go to Kenny.
All right.
A caller from Victoria. Kenny, welcome to the show.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Great, thanks. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I had a couple questions. I guess they kind of all lead in together. You know, I was calling to see what kind of training y'all provide and everything, and is this what they call no money down creative real estate? And also, is there enough? I've seen so many people, training. I don't know if all of them are, good at it, but I'm wondering if there's enough properties for everybody to get into real estate right now. And, they go with mostly owner financing. I don't see a lot of those around. Can you do the same thing with, if it's up for sale by a real estate agent, can you do the same kind of thing with them?
Let me,
Kenny, can I ask a question? How old are you?
I'm actually 60.
You're 60. Okay. And Kenny, where are you trying to get to 5 years from now? What do you want your life to look like 5 years from now, income-wise?
I want to have at least $600,000 in the bank and able to, help my family and retire.
Now, when you say $600,000 in the bank, I mean, sticking money in the bank is not a very good investment, right? That's not normally a good place to keep $600,000 because, when you start thinking about it, because I'm taking you literally, right? You want $600,000 sitting in like a checking account, right?
Yeah, I want that to be able to retire. I mean, I don't want to have to go out and work once I get.
Because in the checking account, you get 0 rate of return on your $600,000. Why would you not want your money making you money? And it's not going to make money in a checking account, and it's not even insured for the $600,000, right? So if the bank goes under, you lose a significant portion. Right now, I think checking accounts are insured up to $250,000, if I'm not mistaken. So you've got $350 at risk. Yep. So why would you want $600,000 stick it in a checking account? So I'll leave that.
I guess I kind of said it wrong, but I want the $600,000. And if it's working for me, that's even better. But I want to get to that point where I'll have at least that.
Okay, so here's one of the things that we focus on at Right Path is where are you trying to get to? And typically where people are trying to get to is not a certain amount of savings. What they're trying to get to is a certain amount of passive income. Whether it's $3,000 a month, whether it's $5,000 a month, $7,000, $10,000, $12,000, whatever that number is. And if they hit that number and it takes assets to earn, a particular rate of return, right? And so it's whatever you can use. You can get to $6,000 a month with $60 million in assets, or you could get there with a lot less in assets, right? Especially when you're leveraging assets. Depends on what your rate of return on your investment is. So your rate of return on $600,000 in a checking account is going to be relatively slow. I mean, it's going to be really, really, really low. You're not going to have much income at all. I mean, I doubt you'd make $600 a year on $600,000 in a checking account. So what we focus on in Right Path is where are you trying to get to income-wise? And then where are you now? And you ask a lot of questions all bundled up into one. Are we a real estate education company? Yes. So you can go to our website, rightpathrealestate.com. We have weekend events. Our next weekend event is going to be all day Saturday and all day Sunday, this Saturday and Sunday. and we help people get from where they are to where they want to be. And one of the things we talk about is, in life, you recognize there's a lot of different vehicles, right? That, a plane is a vehicle, a train is a vehicle, a car is a vehicle, even a bicycle is a vehicle, right? Technically, your feet are a vehicle. Which of those vehicles are the best? Pick your favorite vehicle of all those I just gave you. Right. You got to start with where you want to go and where are you starting. For example, if I want to go across the hall into my office, probably ought to pick my feet. It'd be even awkward to take a bicycle. Certainly wouldn't want to take a plane. Some people say, well, I like a car the best. Well, that's hard to get to Hawaii if you start in Houston. It's nearly impossible. Some people say, well, I like a plane the best. Well, if I'm starting in my office building and I want to go across the freeway, a plane's going to be really difficult to take, right? So your destination and where you start is going to determine what it is that you're trying to pick as your vehicle. So within real estate, there's wholesaling, there's flipping, which is buy a house, fix it up, sell it retail, and then there's also buy and hold. Each of those is a vehicle to get you from one place to another. Where you're trying to get to is going to determine which of those vehicles you should take. Does that make sense? So we can teach people how to do each of those. Now, we teach it as a business. So I could teach you how to bake a cake right now, right? And you could go out but here's the issue, is you wouldn't really understand the numbers behind baking that cake because you're just kind of playing around as a hobby. You're going to enjoy the fruit of that cake. But if you were going to build a cake baking business, there are certain numbers you'd have to know. You'd have to know how much the electricity costs to run your ovens. You'd have to know exactly to the second how much time, man hours it takes to bake that cake. You'd have to know how much your flour costs, how much the water that goes into. I mean, you don't pay attention to all those details when you're just doing it one time. So many people are out there, they're trying to seek advice on how do I bake a cake? In other words, how do I do a real estate deal? Can you bake a cake for free? Yeah, technically you can, right? If somebody gave you the mix and you were staying at somebody else's house and using their water and you didn't charge your time for doing it, you could even go out and sell that cake for $5, at like at an office building or something like that. Hey, here's a cake for $5. Anybody want to? But are you really making money if you sold it for $5? Yeah, you stick $5 in your pocket, but you didn't account for all your costs. Does that make sense? So there's a lot of people out there. So we actually teach people how to run it like a business. And once you understand, now, can you start a business with no money? Yeah, you can. But would you want to start a restaurant business with no money, no job, and no credit?
Well, that's not what he asked. He said, is it possible to buy houses without any money down? That is absolutely possible.
Of course, yeah.
That is absolutely.
Yes.
But you got to have some money because you're starting a business, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be something. You got to have something. I mean, you can buy houses with no money out of your pocket. We do it all the time. However, the lender is going to ask, even if they're 100% asset-based lenders, they're going to say, hey, you got any reserves? Like, they're going to want to know that if something doesn't turn out right, you got a couple of bucks to float the deal. So that's totally possible.
Yeah, you can buy really inexpensive houses, too. I mean, you're down in Victoria, so you know where Port Lavaca is, right? If you know Port Lavaca, you know Lavaca Bay, right? So Port Lavaca is just south of Lavaca Bay. You cross over Lavaca Bay, you get there's a community there called Point Comfort.
Exactly. Yeah, I know exactly where it's at.
So I bought a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house in Lavaca Bay that was lived in until the tenant got evicted. So it's a livable house. I paid $9,000 for it.
2 minutes.
Now, did I do that with no money down? No, I put did I borrow the money? No, I paid $9,000 for it. You think I'm going to make money on that deal?
I think you will.
Yeah, you think so? Right.
Definitely.
Right.
Actually, you know what's funny is you'd know better than we do because you live down there.
Yeah.
We just bought it and we were like, I don't know what we're going to do.
You're closer to that house than I am, you know?
Yeah, I'm closer to it. I'm about only like 20 miles from it, probably.
Right. Yeah. In fact, the closest Home Depot to that house is in your city.
That's in Victoria.
Yeah. When I send my crews to go work on that, they got to go to your town to go to the Home Depot.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, is it possible to do it with little or no money? Yeah, absolutely. But what I'll tell you is to start your business, we're not saying you got to be a multimillionaire to start a business, but just like you don't have to start a restaurant with a lot of money, right? You could start a food truck. That's going to have a different expense and cost structure than if you started a fixed, like a burger shack, right? I mean, so it depends on where you're trying to get to and where you're starting. And yes, we teach all of that because we have a thorough understanding of how to help people, because we have helped lots and lots and lots of people get from point A to point B. And you're right, there's a lot being taught out there. We had somebody I talked to last night that called me up and wanted to get more information about our weekend event, and the easiest way to find out more information is go to our website, rightpathrealestate.com. She said she went to the big Austin event, the real estate event there, Tony Robbins and all that, and they were selling coaching and all that. She said, I didn't want to buy their coaching because she knew Right Path offered it, and she's seen the success stories. In fact, it would be worth your drive up to...
What the hell does Tony Robbins know about real estate?
Yeah, he knows how to help you walk on fire, but I don't know about real estate. Anyhow, so that being said, we have a free event this Thursday, and it'd be worth your drive in to come this Thursday. You're going to see a case study, couple that moved from Wyoming to Houston to invest in the real estate market, because the real estate market in Houston is really, really strong. And a lot. We'll talk on the other side of the break about mindset.
Hey, and Kenny, I'm going to get to your question about are there enough deals out there, because I think that's a very important question.
That's a great question. We definitely want to answer that. All right. Thanks, Kenny. You're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. See you on the other side of the break.
Are you expecting to close accurately, on time, and with lots of communication on your home purchase? You've come to the right place. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer with Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Our goal is to give our borrowers and referral partners an amazing experience during the loan process. My team believes in putting people and culture before results. Our company concentrates on building those teams who operate with structure, process, and recognition for going the extra mile for you. This way, we have the energy to make this your best home purchase ever. Give us a call today to find out the simple steps to get started. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, the Hernandez team at Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Jennifer.legacymutual.com or call 713-579-3611. Again, Jennifer.legacymutual.com. We can't wait to consult with you soon. NMLS 514497.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. NMLS 514497.
Did you know that there are over $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S.? Imagine if you could use someone's IRA to fund all of your deals. Well, you can. Quest IRA is based locally here in Houston, Texas. At Quest IRA, we offer retirement accounts that can be used to invest in real estate, promissory notes, private entities, and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all over the country. We don't sell any investments or give advice. However, we do hold free networking events, weekly educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our website at questira.com or call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs to tap into the $24
I don't know about you guys, but if y'all have these Apple
the
EarPods, I can keep the EarPods clean, but I cannot keep the case clean.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992
By the way, if you guys spend a lot of time on the phone, these are the best things
or reach us on the
ever.
web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
In fact, Tom even has a pair.
Specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment
Once you get a pair of these things, you'll never want to talk on the phone again. You just put those things in your ears and you are off to the races.
efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6
Yeah,
years,
that's looking
Fast
better.
Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself.
I was telling the
Fast Track
audience,
Remodeling really does
I
manage
can
it
keep
all.
the earbuds clean, but I cannot keep the case clean.
742-9992.
So it's like once a week I sit here in the studio and I rub the disinfected stuff on
or
it.
reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Hi, Clint Coons here, attorney
All right,
and
guys,
avid
1
real
minute.
estate investor.
You know the greatest mistake real estate investors
Oh,
make is not
I was telling everybody on the feed here. I'm like, these are the best things ever. You will never want to talk on the phone any other way again.
We specialize in protecting real estate investors in all 50 states. In addition to structuring your
Oh yeah, he holds it right. Yeah.
we provide guidance so you
Yeah.
pay the least amount of taxes available under the law. We have 150 employees that range from lawyers to CPAs
Yeah.
to estate planners. And
No, here's what's great about using these. You're on the phone. Like yesterday, I'm texting and emailing from the phone all at the same time.
Yeah.
Trying to get this deal all
While you were
sorted
driving,
out.
right?
In a school zone.
Yeah.
After I had too many to drink.
Call us today at 800
Oh, that's not good.
Well, it's not good.
And mention Right Path Real Estate.
This is Business 1110.
Somebody said he's not feeling well, will not make the meeting, slowly dying, it feels like.
Who's that?
All right, fellas, you ready?
Oh, okay.
Ready.
All right, here we go. Hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. So you want to talk about...
Yeah, before you get into mindset,
Yeah.
I love Kenny's question because nobody asked this question. And I'll tell you the real shocker is most of your real estate gurus,
They don't know.
they don't know.
They don't.
This is how I know these guys are full of nonsense. Next time you go to a real estate seminar and they're pitching you on whatever coaching they're trying to sell you, raise your hand and ask this question. How big is my market? That's a great question.
You know, McDonald's knows how big their market is.
That's right.
Yeah.
McDonald's spends between, at least last time I looked, $500,000 to $1 million just on the site survey alone to make sure they can sell enough Whoppers.
Yeah, and
Or
how
not
much does
Whoppers,
Burger King?
Yeah.
How much does Burger King spend?
They don't. Burger King just sets up across the street.
Yeah.
But here's what I'll tell you. I can guarantee you when Elon Musk and the boys put Tesla together, they sat around a room with a couple of beers and said, how big is the electric car market?
What kind of beer do you think it was?
I don't know. He could be a fancy beer guy.
Yeah.
He could be a not. He may not drink at all. I don't know.
He could be a cognac guy.
He could be. I'm going to Google that later. So
Let me Google that for you.
Yeah. So Elon and the boys said, how big is the electric car market? Do you think any time an oil and gas firm decides to go into a new, they're doing some exploration, what's the first question they ask?
How big's the market?
How much oil do you think's there?
Yeah.
That's a great question. When you're sitting in one of these classes and some guru is spouting off about how you can be a millionaire in 7 minutes, ask them how many deals there are. And they'll say, there's millions or some nonsense. I'll tell you right now in Houston, Texas, we figured it out because we paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in real estate education, and none of these clowns could tell us how big the market was. We figured it out. On and off MLS, there are about 10,000 homes a month that get sold in the greater Houston area. That's 120,000 houses a year. And for you to get really wealthy, you probably only need to buy 10 to 30 of these things. That's it. So there's a huge market. Now, let's compare that to multifamily. I guarantee you we're doing our weekend retreat this weekend. We invest solely in single family right now. I guarantee you there are events going on in the entire country about how great it is to invest in multifamily. Houston is one of the largest multifamily markets in the nation. And I'll tell you, we have about 7 properties that sell a month. 7. So you got to ask yourself, what am I more likely to buy? 7? Do you think I can buy 1 or 2 a year? Or 1 in 5 years? Or if I get a shot at 10,000 single family houses, how many chances do I have to buy those? So that's how big the market is. That's a great question. Everyone should ask that question. And since we're on the topic of other people teaching real estate, Kenny, I highly recommend you do this. Any real estate seminar you go to, and there's some guru at the front of the stage that says they buy a gazillion houses a month and they make millions and millions of dollars. Say, great. Can you tell me what LLC you buy your houses in? And then ask them what county, and then pull open your phone and open up the tax assessor appraiser for that county and search for their LLC. When you're a real estate investor, your net worth is a matter of public record. It is really easy to find. Now, you won't be able to see how much they paid for it, in particular in a state like Texas, because we're a non-disclosure state, but their net worth is public. you could see at least if they own assets. And a lot of times you can see when the deed was issued to them, so how long they've owned it. Now, truth be told, not all the stuff makes it to the tax assessor. I mean, I think our beach house is still has the former owner's name in. I was looking at something else the other day.
I don't think it does.
I was looking at, well, it was another property we own that we've owned for like a year.
Yeah.
And it's still in the former owner's name, which is weird. So sometimes it doesn't get up to, however, you shouldn't find zero. Let me put it that way. If they're doing enough deals, you ought to find some.
Yeah, you won't find the wholesale deals because you're never actually entitled on those unless you're doing a double close. And even with that, it's not normally going to be picked up in time.
The county taxes,
Yeah.
it won't. If you're doing double closes, the tax assessor will not recognize that ownership for less than a day. So here's what I'll tell you is if someone is standing on stage telling you about all the great deals that they do, hey man, just tell me what county you buy them in and what LLC. That's a real straightforward, real simple. Harris County, Houston House Buyers. Is it in our name or is it is that one in our name?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Houston House Buyers and the county. I mean, it's real simple, right? That's what we buy them in. That's it. So start asking these gurus, hey, dude, what do you buy them in? What's the LLC? And if they can't give you a straight answer, there's a reason for that.
Yes.
It really is.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be any reason why they can't give you the HUDs from the last 10 deals they did either. That's super easy.
Yeah.
We actually have a Dropbox. Nobody's asked me for it. I'm waiting for somebody to ask. Do you guys really buy all that many houses? I got a Dropbox with all our HUDs in it. Not a Dropbox. I'm sorry, a Google Drive.
Well, in fact, there was a guy
out.
saying that we were at an event up in Dallas, and he said, "Hey, my strategy is, subject to." And I said, subject to's, it's a good tool to know how to use it.
So, can you explain what sub 2 is?
Yes.
For the newbies?
So that means that you're buying a property subject to the existing mortgage that's in place. So you basically take over the seller's mortgage. And there's some advantages to the seller for that. There's some advantages to you as the buyer of that. So you're buying it like with owner finance, utilizing the previous owner's mortgage that they took out. So you get the deed to the property in your name. And there's a right way to do it, and there's very much wrong ways to do it. We just actually took advantage of an investor that did it a wrong way and ended up buying a house that he thought he owned, and he actually didn't.
Well, you said take advantage.
Yeah.
Probably the best way is they were killing the credit of the seller.
Correct.
And we stepped in to
we righted
rescue
a wrong.
the seller.
Right.
Yeah.
We righted a wrong.
They were
essentially.
royally screwing someone.
Right.
Probably based off some advice a guru gave.
Yeah, probably, right. Well, and so there's a right way to do that, and it's a tool. I call it like a basin wrench. And there's a tool if you've ever changed the nut on the bottom of a kitchen faucet.
Mhm.
It's really difficult to get to without this one specific tool, and that tool's pretty useless except for that one specific. It's one of those specialty tools. And so, I carry one of those tools in my tool bag. It's not my most frequently used tool. I mean, but I know that, hey, if I'm ever going to do that job, which I don't do that job very often, right? Yeah.
My first thought was, you have a bag full of tools?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah. Yeah, it's a collection over the year. There's not very many things it's not a tool bag to be proud of. I'll just say that. Yeah. The bag itself is pretty nice, but the tools inside are it's just a hodgepodge of some random screwdrivers and stuff. I don't even think there's a hammer inside the tool box.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyhow.
That's sub 2. So let's get into talking about this conversation you had.
Yeah, so this guy was talking about, that's his strategy is he wants to do sub 2 and he wants to do a lot of seller finance stuff. And I'm like he wants to be selling the properties as seller finance. And I said the problem with doing seller finance, in my opinion, versus hanging on to rentals is that you're giving up one of the best wealth building tools, and that's the appreciation.
Yep.
You're selling away the appreciation and you're only keeping the cash flow. And now you can get an infinite rate of return and things like that, but an infinite rate of return is, on paper it looks fantastic. I mean, you can build wealth if you're getting an infinite rate of return because you have an unlimited amount, but depending on how scalable it is, right?
You know what's fascinating? I know no billionaire that's got an infinite rate of return.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because what they're doing is they're utilizing capital, right? Almost everyone is looking to invest capital. And so and then they're looking at scalability. It's one thing to try and put $100,000 to work and, can you get a 50% rate of return on $100,000? And the answer is yes. But can you do that with $1 billion? And the answer is no. You can't get 50% rate of return on $1 billion. It's just not, the marketplace doesn't allow that. And if you could for a short period of time, you know, the beauty about the marketplace is there's a basic law of economics that says...
We're going way off the track.
Yeah.
Let's go back to sub 2. Let's get back to sub 2.
Yeah, right. More important than getting back to sub 2 is... What you have to recognize is two things. One is scalability. And then the second thing is mindset makes more of a difference on your ability to succeed in whether it's real estate, whether it's any other type of business that you want to get into. What I've discovered is people that make, you know, that work as an employee making, let's say, $40,000 a year, they have a certain mindset about how the world works. And about how capital works, or, you know, how to value their time, or what they're willing to do or not do. And it's fascinating to me, the people that make $100,000 a year, they think differently. The people that make $200,000 a year, even they think differently. People that make $1 million a year, they think differently. And unless your mindset starts shifting to how those types of people think, then it's nearly impossible to ever achieve. You know, to make $1 million a year, you can't work 10 times harder than what you do making $100,000 a year. So outside of winning the lottery, which involves, you know, a game of chance, by design, you can't design getting to $1 million a year unless your mindset changes. And one of the things that's always fascinating to me is what little things get in the way of people being successful. You know, like, oh, I can't do it this weekend because, you know, it's Father's Day. And yet Father's Day 10 years from now will not make a difference in your financial future. However, spending 2 days at our weekend event will change dramatically if you take the knowledge that you gain there, because knowledge by itself does not equal success. It's knowledge plus doing. So if you take the knowledge you could learn this weekend and you apply doing, then you can equal success within a relatively short period of time. And you want to find out more about that, this Thursday, we're going to have a case study. The students that they invested in 3 deals in the last 90 days.
Yep.
And 2 of them they're keeping for buy and hold, and one of them I think they're making $50,000 on one deal. So imagine that you could have that kind of change in your lifestyle in just 90 days. Would that be worth you giving up maybe some time with your family for Father's Day? Because what I love about Father's Day is most people don't know when it is, and when January rolls around, they don't know. When's Father's Day? When's Father's Day in 2019?
When Hallmark tells it is.
Right. And so do you have to celebrate it on that Sunday, or could you celebrate it on the Saturday before or the Monday after? I mean, it's really whenever you want to. I mean, you can go out to dinner with your family anytime and say, hey, today's Father's Day celebration.
Or how about give Dad the gift of wealth?
Yeah, right.
To the weekend retreat.
Yeah, absolutely. Or how about give your family the gift of wealth?
Oh, that's true.
But if your dad, the greatest wealth, you know, or greatest Father's Day gift that you could give to your family is being there. So you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. Kenny, thanks for giving us a call. How much time do we have, Nikki?
We're done.
Oh.
We need to go to break.
All right, let's do it.
Mike's off.
All right, thanks.
You still didn't get to the sub 2 story where the guy said he was going to make $1 gazillion, and you're like,
yeah, it's not
no
scalable.
way.
Right. That's the problem. It's not scalable.
You simply don't know what you're going to get. The foundation repair industry as a whole.
Hey, good morning, Stacy. Good morning, David.
However, Foundation Check utilizes professional engineers to review all of our files to give you the best foundation analysis in today's market. Remember to check before every repair.
Just cleaning all my stuff today.
Yeah.
Here they're talking. I'm going to clean.
Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com.
Real estate investors, if you're not familiar with Quest IRA, let me tell you what you're missing. We've got free weekly
Yeah, I spilled Spark in here one time, and the keys are finally just not sticky anymore.
to tap into trillions of dollars
I don't
for
recommend
real
that.
estate investing deals. Come by our office or join us remotely.
I thought about looking
as we
for how does this
simulcast
case
all
come
of our
apart, but
educational classes
that's
every
pretty.
Tuesday morning and
Looks like it's
evening.
kinda
For more
challenging.
information, call us at 1-855-FUN-IRA
They normally hide screws
or
underneath
visit
stickers.
Our website at questira.com.
Are you looking for an investment?
That's what's amazing to me about computers nowadays. Like I don't even see where there's no.
Well, those type of computers, that's true. But with all the Apple stuff, it's all it's all machined aluminum.
Yeah, right.
It's all machine screws.
My assumption is that the screws for this are underneath these little rubber stickers. Because outside of that, there's nada.
Today at 832-742-9992.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes, binders. The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. It's there for you. Call Houston's leading real estate risk management experts. Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Are you a realtor or seller that is concerned about the new TRID rules and closing on time? I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer at Legacy Mutual Mortgage, and we have mastered the 30-day close.
So, Ginger, are you talking about like where the seller, the guy that you're buying it from, that he finances the property for you for a flip? Is that what you're asking?
A coordinator and a contract to close associate. Give me a call today at 713-579-3611, and let's talk about how we can help you on your next transaction. NMLS 514497.
Taxes. Just the sound of that word makes people cringe. At Anderson Advisors, we provide tax reduction through asset protection for real estate investors throughout the country. Our unique philosophy has CPAs, lawyers, bookkeepers, and estate planners with one common goal, helping you, the real estate investor. Check us out today at AndersonAdvisors.com, and don't forget to tell us you heard about us at Right Path Real Estate.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give NextGen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Are small returns getting in the
30
way of
seconds.
your retirement
Yep.
plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree, single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
This is Business 1110.
All right, hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. Okay, so getting back to the subject, too.
Mm-hmm.
So I was talking to this guy in Dallas, and he basically was telling me his strategy was to buy properties subject to the existing financing, the mortgage that's already in place, and then turn around and sell those on an owner finance wrap. And I said, that's an okay strategy if you want to play, small, essentially, because it's, I don't even think you could do one of those a month. And he goes, oh, no, this guy, he's going to do like $15 million of these deals this year. And I'm like,
not in one city, he's not.
Yeah, the guy's in Dallas, and I'm like, no, it's just not. Oh yeah, he's been doing this for 30 years, and I'm like, yeah, like I happen to know that guy, and he teaches that and all that, and so that's that. I'm like, yeah, all you got to do is check out, go to the county courthouse and check out how many properties he has, deeded in his name like that. And he goes, oh, I don't have to check out, his reputation. And I'm like,
2 minutes.
It's easy to verify. I mean, it's relatively
like when you buy something on Amazon, you don't look at the reviews.
Yeah, right. No. So anyhow. So what I look at is there are lots of strategies out there. He also started describing this very convoluted, like when he wants to buy a property to flip, like $600,000 houses, to get the seller involved in doing a seller finance and partnering with the seller in order to, and so I started, well, how are you going to paper that?
So stupid.
And then it brought me back to our phrase that we teach at the weekend retreat, that the more complicated it is, the less likely it is to make money.
Yes.
I'm like, why not just just figure out the number that you can pay for the house, and then do that, and then fix it and then sell it. Keep it really simple, because the odds are if you're having to do all of these other things, it's because the numbers that you're trying to get to don't really work. And so you're trying to use all these other techniques to squeeze a number that doesn't work into trying to make it work.
It's real simple, guys. Buy rental properties.
Yeah, right.
If you want to build some income, flip and wholesale some. But
Yeah.
buying, this is not that hard. I know it sounds crazy. Like when you first hear it, sounds crazy difficult. Come out to our free event Thursday night. Tom is teaching.
Yes, and I'm
Thursday
excited about
night.
that.
It's going to be fun. He's so pumped up. We have an all-new class we're teaching Thursday night.
Yeah.
And we've got all new case studies
30
Thursday
seconds.
night. Come on out. We start at, 6:30?
Yeah.
So go to rightpathrealestate.com. You can sign up there.
Yeah, register for it. All we're asking you, the sign up is just a registration. It's free to
20
come
seconds.
to.
Yeah, totally free. So come on out. For those of you who want to go to the weekend retreat, get in touch with support at Right Path Real Estate or sign up on our website. Otherwise, Tom will see
10
you Thursday
seconds.
night. I'll be in studio Friday. So I'll see you guys Friday. Tommy will be here tomorrow.
Build your team Thursday tomorrow.
Team Thursday. Thanks for listening, guys.